just gonna skip right past the intro. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't know your time zone, but I'm happy you're here. This card reads, if this card is normal summoned, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous trap cards and their effects for the rest of this turn. Even if it didn't come in its own archetype, this card would be very toxic for the game. I'm not an expert, but a lingering effect that only triggers when you're summoned doesn't seem like an activated effect. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as this summon goes through, this card's effect is active. So every toxic floodgate in the game that happens to be a continuous trap doesn't seem like an activated effect you can no longer respond to. Does that seem fair to you? Well, just stop it from being normal summoned. How? If it was an activated effect, you can negate it with like Effect Veil or something like that. I don't think that works with a lingering effect, because even if it's removed, the effect still lingers. Then we have the field spell. The field spell. Konami keeps making field spells OP for no reason, and I'm starting to get sick of it. Once per chain, not once per turn. Once per chain, if you use your continuous trap monster. Yes, it's a trap monster deck. Each time you activate one, while you have a banished ARG monster, that card you saw earlier that makes it so that they can't respond to these trap cards that are being about to activate. So much cost. Oh no. So let's say hypothetically speaking, I got 3 of these, guys, face down, after I've just summoned a monster that made them so that you can't negate the effects, you can't respond to them, and then one at a time I activate them summoning themselves. You can't stop it. The field spell triggers, and then I negate a card. What? Okay, what if you don't get the monster then, huh? What if the monster's already banished? Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, add 1 ARG's card from your graveyard or banish to your hand. Which is super difficult. You can't just banish cards.
You can
banish this card you control. I give up, Konami. It just banishes itself. Make it stop. As a cost, place up to 2 ARG continuous traps with different names from your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap zone. So not only does it banish itself, it sets the traps. This is my absolute favorite because it says right here, then if you have any banished ARG monsters, if I do, if I got one, that's gonna be a little bit difficult to do. Konami, chill with the cost. You get to return a card on the field to the hand, which will still trigger me negating a card on the field. And if you wasn't following along, kids, as long as you, the person using the trap card, doesn't trigger anything in between this little session, they can't respond. Congratulations, Konami. You've created your own problem yet again. Oh, we're fighting to combat the game's toxic. You're creating it. The calls are coming from inside the house. Look in the mirror, SpongeBob. You are the menace. Why are you pretending to fix problems, then selling us new problems that you will then have to fix? You think because they're trap cards, it's gonna be hard to set them on the field? It says right here on the same card, set the cards to the field. No, I'm not complaining about the cards and set. My words kind of jumbled up in my mouth just now. Let me say that over again so you guys can hear me more, articulate. No, I'm not complaining about the cards themselves. But what's the purpose of the ban list if you ban a card with a quote-unquote broken effect? Too good, right? Just to release archetypes with the same effect. Cards that are generic with the same effect. What's the point? Let's be honest with you. I just don't see the point of the said ban list. No, I'm dead serious. Like, if anybody at Konami is watching this video, I want an answer. Just give me a good answer. Other than you wanting to sell boxes, sell new packs, whatever, right? Why ban a card with a quote-unquote broken effect if later down the line you're gonna print another easily accessible version of that card, maybe even put it in an entire archetype that does the same effect?